What if Deku joined Team JPDE? Chapter 29. Titania. Sunday. Day 91. I really don't know how to send you off, Penny, David said. Understandable, Penny said. We'll just see you later, I guess, Deku said. This is so weird. I like weird, Evelyn said. We are weird. Say hi to your father for us, Penny, Jack said. I will. Have a nice day, Penny said. Penny then left for the lab ship. So, speaking of subjects that won't make me fear paternal retribution, wonder what Titania wants of us specifically, David said. We can only guess. I mean, what we know about her comes to pretty close to zero, Jack said. I bet Professor Peach withheld information from us on purpose, too. She likes messing with people, doesn't she, Evelyn said. I wonder. Who does that remind me of, Deku said. Hey. My thing is completely different, Evelyn said. How so, David asked. I'm me. Have you met me, Evelyn said. Permission to launch a bombardment at our girlfriend, Commander Deku said. Granted, Jack said. Don't you two dare, Evelyn said. Deku and David then threw pillows at Evelyn. Peach and Titania were currently walking through the gardens on their way to Team JPDDE's dorm room. What the hell was he smoking, Titania asked. Something the matter, Titania, Peach asked. Just. His memories pretty much paint the place as boring, almost a bother. But it's so nice. I guess it's another memento of Daddy dearest. They did live in the middle of nowhere in a forest, didn't they, Titania said. You are one of the best specimens ever, Peach said. Specimen, she says, Titania said. Professor Peach, Titania. Good morning, Penny said. Morning, Penny. The Atlas Ballhead is waiting for you, Peach said. Thank you. I just wanted to check on Titania. Are you adjusting to your new surroundings well, Penny asked. Well, not much to compare it to. It's cool, so far, Titania said. Oh. Beautiful though, Penny said. Despite possessing the memories of her DNA progenitor, Penny, Titania doesn't feel them as her own, Peach said. I see. I think you will get along with David, Penny said. Will I, Titania asked. Well, one of the reasons we wanted to capture you alive was because you two have a lot in common. But it might be more than we thought. Well, I shouldn't keep father waiting. Have a nice day, Penny said. Penny then left. Well, she isn't one to mince words, is she, Titania said. Penny is refreshingly direct, when she needs to be, yes. All of Team JPDE is peculiar, in one way or the other. Even adding you, you wouldn't be the weirdest component of the solution, Peach said. Really, now, Titania said. Peach and Titania then arrived at Team JPDDE's dorm room. Morning, students, Peach said. Morning, Professor. Titania, Jack said. Yeah, morning, about that. Who chose the name Titania asked. That guy over there, Deku said, pointing at David from his bed. Morning, David said, raising his hand, sitting on Evelyn's bed. Professor Peach was supposed to give you options. I totally pegged you down as Quicksilver, Evelyn said. What, Titania asked. I voted for Metallica, Jack said. Wow, dodged a bullet there. Never mind that, Titania is fine, Titania said. Victory for David, David said. What did you come up with, green one, Titania asked. Magata Kinzoku, Deku said. What, Titania said. It's in a different language. But it translates to bent metal, Deku said. Though I don't like the name. I respect the attempt to name me an insult, Titania said. Told you it would have been a waste of time, Peach said. Moo. I want a revote, Evelyn said. Yeah, while you do that, can I get comfortable? That test tube and the cot on the airship weren't exactly a great resting place, Titania said. Oh, sure. Go right ahead, Jack said. Much obliged, Titania said. How's your chest, Deku asked. Gingda Doc patched me up real nice, Titania said. So, as foretold, we've come to talk about Titania's request, Peach said. And what would that request be, Professor Peach, Jack asked. Nothing much, as I said. She just wants to live, Peach said. Teach, you're gonna have to narrow the existentialism down for us, Evelyn said. You may have noticed that Titania has a fairly unique personality. She's not just a copy of Mr. Black with Mamoris, Peach said. What, David said. See. No scars, Titania said. That's very impressive. I wonder what Enrico could have done with my injuries, Deku said. Still, most of what she has are memories of his life and the extra information provided by her creator, Peach said. Her creator? You mean, Jack said. Suffice to say, she wants to fix that, but she can't really do it by staying holed up in the ship or my apartment, Peach said. So you want us to? What? Take her out, Evelyn asked. I'm sure that's please her. I was thinking more of a general crash course on being a teenager, Peach said. Hey. We don't have much experience ourselves, in that. Izuku is the only one to have had a teenage life before coming to Beacon, Jack said. That actually works perfectly. Titania isn't a normal existence, anyway, so an abnormal teenager life is perfect for he needs, Peach said. Hey, what, Deku said. Nishishishi. I got more extras than him than just the two, Titania said. You're trying to make abnormal sound appealing. It won't work, Evelyn said. But abnormality is the challenging of stereotypes. The rediscussion of dogmas. Revelation of Peach said. What the hell are you even doing, David shouted. What? I told you, I'm getting comfortable, Titania said. Titania was now laying on her back, over David's lap. And what exactly are you doing, you chrome-headed bimbo, Evelyn asked. Wow, for a bunny you got some claws, Titania said. The better to pluck your eyes out with. Get off my boyfriend, Evelyn shouted. Or, come on, don't be stingy. You share him with Penny, don't you? And you have another one, Titania said. The difference being Penny is my partner and I love and trust her. And just because I have two boyfriends doesn't mean you can take one. You're currently on my shit, you metal skank, Evelyn said. Could you please stop talking like I'm not here, David said. Oh, how could I forget? You give such poignant reminders, Titania said. Alright, that's it, Evelyn shouted. Evelyn, please. And Titania, mind getting off my partner before we have to clean bloodstains off the carpet, Jack said. But I just got comfortable. Although, I could do with a drink, Titania said. Go get comfortable off my lap, already, David shouted. No can do. The pampering is included in the deal, Titania said. Excuse me, Deku said. You heard the prof, I want to make some nice memories, and what's nicer than being pampered and coddled by a bunch of cuties like you guys, Titania said. This is because we beat you, isn't it, David asked. Nishishi. Maybe a bit, Titania said. You cannot be serious, Evelyn shouted. I'm not going to be around that often and I'm your only chance of getting deeper into peak. Can you really afford to refuse over something as silly as being at my beck and call, Titania asked. Cut off your neck and calves is what I'll do, you, Evelyn shouted. We can't, can we, David asked. No. No we can't, Deku said. Stop being responsible, damn it, Evelyn yelled. Great. So, do you know massages, hunky, Titania asked. Okay, no. You're not getting massages, get off my David, Evelyn yelled. Nope, Titania said. Then it's your funeral, Evelyn said. Evelyn then lunged at Titania. Titania quickly leapt from her position. leaving Evelyn to land on David's lap. Titania had leapt towards Deku and had landed on him. His face was smothered in her boobs as her momentum pushed Deku over. Enjoying the view, Titania asked. Deku broke free from Titania's chest to breathe. So, am I gonna get my massages now? You've got a lot of muscle under that suit, Titania said. If you get off me right now. Then fine, Deku said. No, Evelyn whined. Meanwhile in the lab ship. All right. I will go prep the operation room. Reach me once you're ready, Penny, Enrico said. Sure, father. And, thanks. For granting such a strange request, Penny said. I admit. It kind of took me by surprise, but it's a sign of your growth and evolution. The desire of intimacy with loved ones. I can think if nothing more human. Although I should probably have some words with Mr. Dikbegus and Midoriya, Enrico said. Please, nothing too harsh, Penny said. I will try. But as a father figure, it is in my given duties to put the fear of God into my daughter's boyfriends, Enrico said. Enrico then entered the operation room. You can be so silly, Papa, Penny said. I agree. Second greatest scientific mind of our time, playing house like a young girl with her dolls. Silly is an apt description, Seal said. I'm sorry, Miss Seal, but that is incorrect. My father is the greatest scientific mind of our time, Penny said. I respectfully disagree. His lapses in judgment aren't worthy of a scientist, Seal said. Well, technically speaking, we're strictly talking about scientific brilliance. As far as advances go, there's no one who can even come close to what my father has accomplished in his lifetime, Penny said. Because that's all that matters, isn't it? Results, Seal said. I'm sorry, Penny asked. It doesn't matter what applications are there for his innovations. What dangers in his breakthroughs. As long as it's something advanced, something the world has never seen before, even if it puts it in peril, that's a badge of merit. The hubris of your father has only ever led to bloodshed. And it reached its culmination in your creation, PENNY unit, Seal said. That designation is private information. How do you know about it, Penny asked. Seal eyes then changed. They looked like Penny's eyes when she activated Sensophilae. Enrico Polendina's breakthroughs are no longer his exclusive, unit, Seal said. You are just like me, Penny asked. Affirmative. Your existence is no longer, Seal said. That's wonderful. That means the process can be replicated, Penny said. You're not bothered by this, Seal said. Why would I be bothered by it? The very fact you exist. Oh, now I understand. Your father is Dr. Aribert Helheim. He's always had a talent for making my father's discoveries commercially available, Penny said. Commercially? I have no father. Dr. Helheim is my creator, Seal said. Semantics, Penny said. Semantics are important. Why did that become a human way to dismiss people is beyond me. Anyway. General Ironwood assigned me to your father's security detail so that I could keep an eye on your behavior. You're too dangerous to be left unchecked, Seal said. Oh, I agree. Please do that. Unless that means you're not going to protect my father, Penny said. Who do you take me for? Unlike you, I was made for a purpose. I won't skirt on my duties, Seal said. That's good then, Penny said. You're impossible. What kind of person are you, Seal asked. Penny laughed. What is it, Seal asked. You called me a person, Penny said. Did not. You're not. We're not. We're not even alive, Seal said. I think you have a very narrow definition of person in your database. May I suggest further interactions with humans, Penny said. It's not narrow. It's logical. It's got plenty of reasons, Seal said. For example, Penny asked. For one, you can't grow up, can you? Seal said. That's true. I should technically be an adolescent, in the middle of changing, but my body has pretty much remained the same ever since I was created, 3 years ago, Penny said. See, Seal said. Thanks for bringing this to my attention, Seal. I shall ask Father to postpone the operation, Penny said. That's cheating, Seal said. If you want, I could ask Father to arrange something for you as well. I'm positive he's already noticed your true nature, Penny said. No, thanks. And I know that. Doesn't change anything. I'm not here to be your friend or get body upgrades. I'm here to stop you the day you go rogue, Unit, Seal said. If that day ever comes. Please, do it, Penny said. Penny then went to talk to her father. She's even more volatile than I thought. She's definitely dangerous, Seal said. Back in Team JPDDE's room, Titania had gotten her massages. Though throughout, she moaned loudly and sexually, and it was pretty obvious she was doing it on purpose. Ah, that really hit the spot. Thanks for the service, guys, Titania said. Glad you enjoyed it. So we'll see you on Sunday morning, Jack asked. Yup. Be ready for some fighting, though. Just because now you can use aura doesn't mean Pete got any easier, Titania said. Just our luck. Well, at least we won't be going in blind, this time, David said. Don't say that. You'll jinx us, Deku said. And I'm awesome enough for the whole lot of us. Don't worry, hunk, you're in good hands, Titania said. Oh, just begone, you iron, thought Evelyn said. My word, Miss Damerot, that's quite the creative collection of metal-based insults, Peach said. And I can keep going until she rusts away, Evelyn said. Hey. You're going to be fun to be around, Bunny. See you soon, everyone, Titania said. Titania then left the room. And by the way, next time you're not leaving teacher behind, children. I shall spearhead our next expedition into the city of Peach, Peach said. Peach then left the room. I hate her, Evelyn said. Oh, she's not that bad, Jack said. Not that bad. How so, Evelyn asked. She didn't ask anything unreasonable. Also, I think it's less about the pampering and more about our reactions, Evelyn, Deku said. Moo. How do you people deal with me, Evelyn asked. Lots of patience, Jack said. Also love. That tends to shut you up, David said. Hugs are nice, Evelyn said. You are not allowed to do that to her, Evelyn said. Wouldn't dream of it, dearie, Deku said. Penny then returned. Salutations, everyone. How was your afternoon, Penny asked. Hey, Penny. Fruitful, Jack said. Insufferable, Evelyn said. It's had its ups and downs, Deku said. It was alright. So, how did David asked. I decided to postpone the operation 1 week, Penny said. Really? Were there complications, Jack asked. Nothing of the sort. I just decided for some last-minute changes that would make the original operation moot. So we postponed, Penny said. Oh. I see, Deku said. Railgun, Evelyn said. Evelyn, I told you, that'd be redundant, Penny said. Okay, Penny. I'm gonna need you to clarify that, Jack said. At Team Wit Safe House. While I value individuality more than anyone else, it is nice to finally have us being all of one mind, Weza said. So what would you have us do? Kidnap, David Thiller asked. Nothing so boring. What I would have us do is turn this situation into a learning opportunity for all parties involved, Weza said. A learning opportunity, Howard asked. Nothing is gained or learned by staying in your comfort zone, Howard. Which is why our little Jade friends are pushed themselves to go to such unexplored reaches. It shall be the same for us, with the unexplored reaches being our targets and ourselves, Weza said. You're not making any sense, Thilla said. Oh, allow a man of science his theatrics. Anyway, I have tasks for all of you. Thilla, Bella. You will travel to Atlas and make contact with a certain individual, Weza said. Atlas. I hate being the designated driver, Bella said. On the way there, you will drop Howard off at the boss's. He wants to speak with him, Weza said. He asked for me, Howard asked. Personally. He wants to thank you, Weza said. Thank me. But I failed. I failed him, Howard said. He knows. Which is exactly why he wants to thank you, Weza said. End of chapter 29.